Lately, I've been noticing how quickly my attention span is rolling right over content that I used to find quite impressive not even that long ago. Content that's technically well done, pretty well thought through, but just not really sticking in my brain as important anymore. I couldn't tell at first if this was me being just harder to impress as I'm creating so much content and taking in so much information, or if my environment in the world has just changed. The phrases that keep coming up here is AI fatigue and AI slop, and what I think is so interesting here is I think it's deeply rooted in this idea that if it's easy to create, it's not as important or as meaningful to interact with. I started paying closer attention to my scrolling habits, what made me stop and what made me just kind of keep going. And everything written in that same AI confident tone just did not seem to resonate anymore, and what did was the stuff that was more human and came from an interesting, more authentic person point of view. Some recent research that really put this into perspective for me was a recent survey said that 82% of Americans can now detect if content is AI generated, and 40% would actually view a brand less favorably if they see it's AI generated, not because the information is not true, but just because it feels less personal and coming from the heart of the brand. AI has made it incredibly easy to produce competence and a ton of information at scale, but libraries have been around forever. There's thousands and thousands of books, but that just doesn't capture our attention. But what did create connection and stop the scroll was presence, specificity, kind of the humanness behind the content, and honestly, entertainment. So right now I think we're entering middle ground, kind of between us rejecting AI and really recalibrating what we like to consume as people, but also I think it really just lands more true to what has actually worked in media and social media up till today, aka content that is unique and different and human and really resonates. Because the content right now being done by AI is basically just an accumulation of everything on the internet and pasted out to whatever's on your social media feeds. It's not new or different or specific to any certain person. What works is like the messy middle, where it really shows off the person behind it, and there's contradictions and there's the humanness. Because when everything sounds so certain and smooth, you no longer resonate or stop the scroll anymore. And the creators and the brands right now are not pretending that AI just doesn't exist. They're the ones grounding in something unmistakably human. And maybe that's what we're moving into right now in this era of AI and social media. Not something that's anti-AI, but something that's more prioritizing what AI can't create. Something that prioritizes humans and taste, and just something that hasn't been done before. More of that this year and beyond.